Good morning, it's Lydia Knox from the Three Dog Art Studio, and today I'm going to talk about Mercury in retrograde. This is day 2 of a month-long Mercury retrograde, and I'm here to help you navigate through the ups and downs of Mercury retrograde and also offer some magic that you can do on a daily basis to make your life a little bit more witchier, a little bit more magical, and also talk about art. So today I have, so the moon has just entered into Cancer, so we're in a more kinder, warmer, nurturing kind of vibe emotionally that'll help us deal with some of the things, though within the next day or so it'll start to enter into a T-square with Mercury retrograde. So expect a little bit more stormy waters tomorrow or the day after as the moon goes into around the 24th, 25th degree. So, but for now, we have a moment of peace. Good morning, Cindy. So let's take advantage of it. So I was looking at the Sabian symbol for 24 degrees in Libra, which is where Mercury sits at now. Sorry, 25 degrees Libra. And the Sabian symbol for that is autumn leaves inspire the pilgrim to think about life and death and the mysteries of life and death. And I'm really thinking that in a way, Mercury retrograde in Libra right now, because it's squaring with Pluto, is kind of taking us through the dark night of the soul, where we are asked to contemplate things like life and death and the meaning of our lives as artists, as creators, as intuitives, as empaths, and to find out how we can navigate this kind of environment. So it might be a little tough. Like the dark night of the soul is kind of like a spiritual awakening, though. It is rough. It is when you wake up at 3:33 a.m. and suddenly your mind is full of something, right? Yeah, and sometimes when you wake up and you look at the clock, and if it's a repeated number, that also has a meaning. And there's a whole bunch of numerologists out there on the web that explain the meaning of repeated numbers. So for instance, I had this dream of a spider, and I woke up and it was 222, and that was kind of a revelation of gifts coming to me. And I thought, spiders are actually protection. So there's a sense that the universe is telling me that I was protected and abundance was coming towards me. And that was a cool message. Like coincidences are really important if you're aware of the energy that the universe has to offer up to you, or the invisibles, or God, or gods, whatever it is that you choose to believe in, or how you connect to your higher power. I'm open to all those things. All right, so yes, so Mercury retrograde squares with Pluto. So we're being asked to think deeply, to step back, and to really contemplate our role in this world right now with all the things that are going on, and find what it is that our message should be, what it is that our meaning should be. And if you're an artist, definitely this is going to shine out through your art. By facing the darkness, by facing the shadow, we come to terms with the truth and honesty within ourselves. I find that with myself all the time. It's not easy, and sometimes it's a hard habit to break, because when you see your shadow, you're like, okay, yeah, no. You have to kind of realize that we are all kind of flawed, but our flaws help us become beings of light. Now that's pretty deep. And admitting to our flaws or admitting to the things that we need to work on helps us become better human beings overall. So, so the pilgrim meditating on the autumn leaf and it being a sign, a message of life and death is very profound right now. And so the magic that I'm going to give you guys, if you want to do it today, because the moon is still waning, so it's a good time to think about those things, the pattern of life and death, the pattern of things that that fade away, and the beauty in both life and death, and birth and death, and all that stuff, and the cycle of life. So I want you to gather some autumn leaves and make an autumn wreath to put on your altar. And while you're doing that, think of the things. Think of the summer, all the gifts that you got from the summer, and think of all the things that you would like to have come into your life this fall and this winter. And really contemplate the beauty of the colors of the leaves before they fade and turn brown. So Shay says that's doable. Yeah, it's doable. Like most of the magic that I will advise on is just very simple magic that doesn't cost you a lot of money. Because it's intent. It's intent in the final end that makes your magic happen, not necessarily how much dollars and cents you put into it. So yeah, and if you're an artist, maybe paint, draw some autumn leaves, and include them in your artistic journals. Or if you're a musician or a poet, write about what autumn means to you, right? Do some freestyle writing. And and even if you're none of the above, just kind of take a little walk, smell that autumn smell, and look at the colors of the leaves, and really take in the beauty of endings. So I've been watching Midnight Mass, and I have a secret thing that I really like horror movies that make you think. And this movie actually I thought was really good because it deals with that topic of life and death, and the beauty of death, and the beauty of time passing, and all those things. And it also, like, because it's a movie about, I'm not going to give out too many spoilers, but most people will guess from the get-go that it's a movie about vampires and the idea of living forever, right? And whether that's a good thing or not. So that's something you guys should check out if you can handle horror movies. And this movie actually made me wake up at night and think about those things. So it kind of inspired a little Dark Night of the Soul, because I was thinking about the whole idea of vampires and narcissists, and some religious people who use religion as an excuse to mask evil, right? Because they just are totally afraid to go into the dark night of the soul and do some self-analyzation and come to terms with what is going on in their heart. So appropriately, I'm just gonna change this. This is a commission that I'm doing right now. So it's really cool. I have like this fantastic client. I just love him. And we've been working together on this project. Whenever I do commission, I work together with my client. And he told me a story about how his child drew this picture of the mom in the water, and him and his child and his mother in a boat. And he thought that the child drew the picture of the mother drowning, but in reality, It's actually the mother is holding up the boat in a storm. So I've kind of made the mother kind of mermaid-like, if you notice, and I'll build up the waves in the water by using light and reflection. And there's like a system of clouds. And if you notice, I've planned the design so that the eye kind of goes around from the boat to the woman and back up to the clouds. Shay says that's very powerful. Cool. So yeah, so this is the painting that I'm doing, and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm enjoying the process of it. And I think it's going to turn out just great. I love doing commissions. Commissions are a lot of fun. They're challenging because it's not just my artistic vision, it's also somebody else's artistic vision. And collaborating with that person to create a piece that'll hang in their home, that'll have a lot of meaning, is very important. You know, it's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool project to do. And with that, I am going to say goodbye. Have a nice morning. Stay creative. Stay magical.